There's a little kitty living in that front of my lawn that I literally almost did not notice. Anyways, I've been fasting today, so I didn't eat breakfast, lunch, none of those meals. So I also am still following my $100 a week budget. So on Mondays, Moes has the Mo Monday where you get a burrito or bowl for $7.99. So my meal with tax is usually like $8.71. So it's like my treat myself beginning of the week meal. And then usually on Sundays / the weekends, I will allow myself to like get a coffee, or on Sundays I always get like either eat out lunch or dinner as like my end of the week reward, whatever. So those are like the times that I allow myself to eat out, and then the rest of the week I try to limit it. But today I was doing a fast anyways, and I'm spending less than $10 on food. So, not that I have to justify it to anybody, but I've been having a not even rough day, y'all. It's just been life in general right now is just lifing real hard for me. I feel like I have a lot on my plate. Not more than I can handle though. Like, I know I will get through this situation as I've always gotten through. All right, Granny just sped through this little roundabout. It's not the end of the world. I will be fine. It's just been a lot, honestly. Life has been lifing. I feel like I also have to take accountability for like the things that I've done or choices that I've made that have added to some of that stress. And sometimes that's like the hardest part, is just recognizing your own faults and failures and everything else. But at the end of the day, no one's perfect, and once you recognize, you know, where you went wrong or things that you're doing that are making things harder for yourself, you now have the ability to work on those things, fix them so that you don't, you know, keep making the same mistakes. But I feel like I've just been in a cycle of, I don't even know what to call it, like a sin cycle, shame cycle, struggle, I don't know. Just this, I feel like I keep dealing with the same problems and issues over and over again, and trying to break out of these cycles has been so challenging and difficult for me. And it's just, you know, it can be disheartening. It's because, like, especially when you like recognize the problems but don't know how to fix them. And the solution to things is not always just going to be, oh, go to therapy, go to this, go do this and that, and the third, whatever. I feel like, you know, sometimes it's not sometimes it's just like you have to I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Take myself out of the equation. Also, I just want to say, like, I had shared a video, I guess, talking about my feelings on my parents, my dad getting remarried, and just my thoughts, venting. And I've realized I can't vent on the internet about everything, and I especially don't want to, you know, put other people's business, aka my family's business, out there, because it's not fair to them. They didn't ask to be on my YouTube channel. I don't want to put, you know, my family's business online at the end of the day. Ooh, is someone about to get pulled over? Because it's not fair to them, and also I don't want to share things. I'm comfortable sharing things about myself, and even some of the stuff I share about myself, I'm not comfortable sharing anymore publicly because, again, it's just like the internet. But I'm learning more and more, especially as my channel continues to grow and more people are watching my videos now. Just like I can't be sharing everything online because, like I said, I do think of this channel as like my virtual diary in a sense. So I'm just sharing like my thoughts on a lot of things, and this is just how I really feel most of the time. But I have to remember, more people are watching and it's not just me, and I don't want like the things I say or put online to affect the people around me, especially like my family. So I definitely am going to be a lot more careful about what I say and share online, or I have to be more careful about what I post and share online publicly for that reason, because but I also am like, there's some things, I share my perspective on it, of course, so y'all are hearing my point of view on things, and it's like the things I'm sharing are things that affect me, but I don't want to paint, I privated a lot of videos where I was talking about my family because I was venting, and I struggle with some relationships with my family members, but it's still not okay for me to like post, even though I'm venting about my own personal things. I don't think it's right for me to share them online. So I don't want to paint I don't want to paint people in my life in a bad light, because just because I fight with my sisters or just because I'm angry about something my parents did doesn't mean I still don't love and care for them. And it also doesn't mean that I want other people on the internet bashing my family, because at the end of the day, it's still my family and I love them and support them, even if it's just like family. Sometimes a lot of families are not perfect, and people do and say things that hurt you. I fight with my sisters in half of my vlogs that I filmed of us on vacation. I still love my family and love my sisters. So I just know I can't put all of my business out there because it's not healthy, and also I don't want the things I say or post to come back and affect them, and that could be also hurtful to them. And I don't know, is it open? Oh, they're still closed. Dagnabbit, y'all. So I was trying to go to Moes, and this location is still closed, so I have to go to the other one. That's okay. It is 7:34 p.m. Anyways, I wanted to say that really quickly. So there's some videos that I've already filmed that I'm like, okay, I don't think I'm gonna post this anymore because I'm venting about something with a family member involved, and I don't want to post that stuff online for sure. Anyways, what was I gonna say? There was something else. I feel like there's a lot of things that I share about my life that I don't mind, because I feel like I get overwhelming comments of people saying me sharing my situation, or there are people who watch my videos in similar situations and that my videos help them feel less alone, because at the end of the day, I'm sharing my life. I'm not saying my life is perfect. I'm not saying I don't make mistakes, and I'm not saying other people should live their lives the way I do, or that everything I do in my life is the perfect or best way to handle situations. But I also know there's more people who deal with the things that I've dealt with and have been in my situations. I'm just honest about them, you know? I don't have to share anything online, and I feel like the other thing too is like, it's so easy to lie about things online, on social media. It would be very easy for me to paint like a picture of me having it all together and me being in this great situation all the time. But I decided that I want to be genuine and authentic and realistic, and also not, again, within reason. I'm not going to share everything. Especially, I've learned not to share everything as it happens. So I do like posting a schedule that's behind and not like posting everything in real time, because I used to post in real time and I would be having mental breakdowns and then reading people telling me like, oh, you're just a big baby, and oh, you're so immature, and oh, blah blah blah. And like, that is hurtful when you're currently dealing with something. And I also recognize, like, when I make videos that are more emotional, I'm in a much more vulnerable state at the end of the day, because when you make decisions based on your emotions, you're probably not making the best decision. Being in an emotional state, you're in a vulnerable state, you're probably not thinking clearly. You're thinking with your, feelings, and not probably thinking through all of the, like, thinking from a, what's the word I'm thinking of? You're just not thinking from the best place. So if I'm having like an emotional breakdown and crying about something that just happened, it's because I'm still probably hurting. It's probably still affecting me on an emotional level. And I'm like, you shouldn't expect someone who's in an emotional state to say the most mature thing they could say at that time. So there's a lot of older videos on my channel that are now privatized that were just that. Me venting from a very emotional state. And obviously, if I'm emotional about something, it's not going to come off mature. But that's just how I felt in that moment, right? When I'm not emotional, when I'm able to think more clearly, I'm going to have a different perspective or different take on the situation. There's a lot of situations looking back on now, especially as you get older. Like, I'm still in my 20s. Like, don't expect me to have the wisdom of a 60, 50, 40, 30-year-old. I get older and wiser every day. I'm still young, and there's also room for me to grow and mature in a lot of areas in my life. I know my finances. I need to be more mature. I need to make better decisions. I've recognized that for a while. The way I spend money is not financially smart or mature. I recognize that. I've admitted it multiple times. And the constant reminder of people, I get it. Honestly, at this point, I don't even care, because it's just whatever. I'm not lying to myself about the reality of my situation, or the fact that I've made a lot of financial mistakes, a lot of dumb choices, and, just made a lot of choices that have led to me being in the position I'm in. But it doesn't mean I can't change. It doesn't mean I can't learn. It doesn't mean I can't grow. But all of those things are also going to take time. Like, I don't expect to just do a complete 180 overnight. But the whole entire point is that I'm working on myself. I'm learning from my mistakes. And I'm trying to, overcome whatever obstacles that I face. I don't want to just be a channel that's just complaining about everything and how life is so hard all the time. Because life is hard for a lot of people. Not just me. And even my situations, I still have a lot to be grateful for. I'm not in like one of the worst situations you could be in. I'm in a tough spot, and that's about it. I'll get through it. I'll get over it. I don't try to I'm not trying to seek pity from people. Like, I'm really not. Like I said, a lot of my videos are just me venting. Truthfully, sharing my thoughts at the moment, at the time. But I don't think I'm not going to feel that way forever. And obviously, I don't I shouldn't want to feel that way forever. So I make mistakes, I learn from them, I grow from them, and I have to do that every single day. I don't think I will ever be at an age where I stop having to learn or stop having to grow. And I feel like the only problem is people who think they have it all together and think that they are perfect all the time. If you think that you are just gonna be perfect by the time you're a certain age, you know, I feel like that's a bad mentality to have. People who think they have it all together when they actually don't, or people who just don't believe that there's room for them to grow or better themselves as a person. That's not the mindset I want to have. I know I'm always gonna have room to grow. The best thing you can do is not try to never make a mistake, just try to never make the same mistakes. Like, you're going to make mistakes in life, but you want to not keep making the same mistakes over and over. Like, learn from your mistakes and don't make the same mistakes again. That's really the hardest part too. When it comes to, you know, bad habits though, those are mistakes you keep making over and over again. And getting out of those out of the bad habits I've created is the hardest one. Like, unlearning bad habits has been my hardest challenge, I think, thus far. But I'm trying to motivate anyone else who's in a similar situation. And there's a lot of people who comment that relate to me on, like, they have struggle with shopping addictions. There's people who comment on it and they don't understand it because they don't have that same struggle. And so for those people who comment on it, I'm just like, okay, if you haven't been in my shoes, it's easy to say, like, oh, just do this or just don't do that. Yes, that's the common sense, I guess, response I expect. But the comments of people who are in similar situations, and they're like, you know, I'm working on this too and it's struggling, those are the people who I feel like my videos are for. I don't want to say, I'm not going to exclude anyone from watching my channel or my videos. Sometimes I wish I could, but the best I can do is just block people from commenting. And I take that ability and have ran with it on many occasions, because some people are just rude. And I also have just recognized people who are just here to, you know, put me down or shame or be negative. Don't even entertain them at this point. There's no helping them. Sometimes I want to argue with people or reason with people. You can't reason with someone like that. You just gotta let people, you just have to sometimes recognize, you know, everyone's not gonna like you. Everyone's not watching you because they even like you. People hate watch people. People watch people just to, you know, crap on them and put them down. So it's just like, not everyone has good intentions on the internet. But a lot of times people who are hurting are the people who do the most hurtful things. So if you're someone who watches someone just to hate on them, I would ask, you should figure out why you're so angry and unhappy in your own life that you feel like you have to put other people down all the time. And if it really makes you feel better to put someone else down. Anyways, another random chit chat video. As I go to get Moes, I'm going to do my best to keep you all updated. A lot of people like how frequently I post, and sometimes I'm just like, I post too much and I feel like I annoy people, but it seems like people appreciate how much I post, but I feel like I'm annoying sometimes. But also, you don't have to watch my videos if you don't want to. So yeah, if I post too much, mute my channel or something, or unsubscribe. You know, I'm not on YouTube to make money. Like, that's not my priority with it. I did not make this channel because I'm like, I just want to be rich and famous and be a YouTuber and be an influencer. I enjoy making YouTube videos. That's why I make them. I don't think a lot of people would share the things online that I do if they were actually trying to build a following, because I feel like I put my worst moments sometimes on my channel, or just like my worst qualities, which is why I do get the hate sometimes that I do get, or the criticism I do get. But I also think like that also helps me learn, like, don't share certain things, because yeah. Anyways, there was something else I wanted to say, but I can't think of it right now. So far we're off to a decent start for our week. I'm still struggling sleeping some days. Like, I tried to take a nap when I got home from work and I couldn't. Like, I feel tired and I hate feeling tired, but hopefully we get some rest this week. I just want to feel like, I just want to wake up in the morning and feel energized. And I didn't drink any coffee today because, like I said, I was fasting. So I've only been drinking water. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's health related, but I also haven't been to, like, I don't have a primary doctor right now. And honestly, I don't want to go to the doctor anymore after the freaking bills I keep getting from urgent care. So, I don't know. Anyways, we're going to try to get a good amount of sleep. Try to be in bed by like 11. I don't have to be at work again tomorrow till 11, so I can sleep in. My sleep in is like, my alarm, I set my alarm for 9:45, but I still wake up before it, and then sometimes go back to sleep. But yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna say, because I'm just yapping at this point. We're gonna get our food and then go home and relax for the rest of our night, read our Bible plan. I've been trying to be better about reading my Bible, and it's hard. I'm just be honest. Like, I feel like there was a point in time where it was just like I wanted and was so like happy reading my Bible every day. It's been like challenging. That's how I know it's like I'm dealing with like a spiritual issue at the end of the day, because it's hard, it's difficult for me to do the things that I know I should be doing to like fuel my spirit. Like today, even like it wasn't even that hard to fast all morning or whatever, but then like towards the end I was like, I actually really want food, and I kept thinking about food. But I used to do alternate day fasting for a little bit, so that's our goal for the month of October, probably, to do alternate day fasting. I'll keep y'all updated, because my thoughts and what I want to do changes frequently. Anyways, I really want to make sure I'm drinking enough water, getting enough rest, because those are things that I do feel like affect me mentally, and sometimes it makes me feel like I'm going crazy being so exhausted. And I felt so exhausted, and it's because it's like sometimes it's hard for me to sleep because I can't turn my brain off, and I just have so many thoughts running through my brain. And I just want to be like, and I don't want to have to take medicine to sleep, y'all. Like, I used to take melatonin. Sometimes the only thing that helps is prayer, like pray and listening to sermons. So I do that sometimes if I really can't sleep, but by the time I do that, it's like 3 a.m. in the morning. But yeah, this was a very random video. I hope you guys got something from it, because I barely remember what I be talking about. And that's also sometimes the reason I post videos after blabbing for like 30 minutes, and I'm like, oh, I don't even remember what I freaking talked about for 30 minutes. Who knew I could talk this much?